So tell us a little bit about the Shark Tank experience, because that's pretty unique. How did it come about? Were you approached? Did you approach them? What was the whole story behind that?
Yeah, so it's funny is that I applied to it about 2 years prior to me being invited to go into the show. And to be honest, I just applied because, hey, you know what I mean? Why not, right? It sounds kind of cool. I'd love to. But then you don't hear anything. You don't hear a response. You don't hear nothing. So you kind of forget about it.
Right.
It's just like, yeah. So then, one day I just get this email and it's just from the Shark Tank. And I was like, is this a joke?
A spam email?
Yeah, right? Because there's so much spam out there, so much, so I'm like, is this real? I was trying to decide, but it looked real. It came from like a real email. So I replied back and we set up a call, and it was a very simple call. Just say, hey, we, like your product. Would like to see if you're interested in, going into Shark Tank. And I was like, obviously, yeah, hell yeah. And then that's how the process starts, because then you have to go through a lot. I mean, it's pretty much like 3 months or 4 months of solid background checks, and we have to provide just about everything about the business, about ourselves, financials, even like a record. Do you have a record? You got to be pretty clean to go into that show.
Oh.
So they have to, they go through all that pretty intensively. And then finally, you have to go through some sort of a casting process. So you send out a video, you do a pitch to a video, and then they look at your video, and then, it goes into another kind of another video that you do. And then they finally kind of make a decision whether they should invite you to come in to be one of the participants. But even when you're there, you're still not sure whether you're even going to be able to pitch. Like they will tell you, they say, look, you're invited to come here, but there's no guarantees you're going to go on stage to pitch one of the sharks. So you sort of kind of waiting there, hopefully they call your name. But, once they do, you're like, yes. And then you just go for it.
Go in and do it. Get it done.
That's it.
So were you nervous? Did you feel comfortable? I mean, I'm sure you were nervous. How could you not be, but
yeah. It's nerve-wracking because, the main thing is that pitch, right? At the beginning. Once you get past the pitch, yeah, there's
and the rest is the facts and the things that and you can talk about that, but that pitch, my goodness. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the pitch is like the main thing, So you got to get through the pitch to get to the other stuff. So it's not like you could get comfortable with the other stuff first, and then So what I was doing wrong, and this is like a lessons learned for me. It's like I was trying to memorize my pitch, and it's not like a 10-second pitch, right? It's like 2 minutes. So I'm trying to memorize every single word, and I was spending so much time and energy doing that. At one point, I was like, okay, I got it. In my sleep, I could say it. But as soon as I was in front of the camera,
you're like,
a little glitch, it will throw me completely off, right? So like, instead of saying and, I said or. Oh, wait, what? What's next? I don't know. So it was throwing me off so bad. And I did like a, because this is during COVID, so we couldn't do the practice in person with the producers. We had to do them over like Zoom. And the producer was like, all right, let's hear it. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm like halfway through it. And then I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell what's supposed to go next? I'm starting getting nervous. So, he's like, look, you just gotta like be yourself. You gotta have a lot of energy. You're spending a lot of energy with your pitch. Like just, and so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about the pitch in terms of like having it right. I'm just like kind of know what I want to say, and however it comes out is gonna come out. You know, if I miss, yeah, and if I miss a couple points here and there, too bad. They won't know the difference. I'm the only one who's gonna know the difference. So I'm just gonna keep going, and that helped me a lot because then I could focus more on my energy and my smile and everything rather than, you know, being so focused on
because
what I'm supposed to say.
they lose the whole like I guess the beauty of like the person who's there in front of them, right? Like it's fun when you see people who have great energy and excited and passionate about their product, as opposed to anything that seems too practiced out. I think, it's always the energy and the excitement of who's up.
It really draws everything out of you, and then you're not yourself. You're not like, and one thing that they tell you, because it's TV, right? So it's like you gotta be entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're boring, it doesn't matter if you do the perfect pitch. It doesn't matter if you have an awesome product. If you're boring, it's not gonna make it on TV. So
So did you have a few sharks interested in your product?
Well, to tell you the truth, there was none of the sharks, none of the sharks were out, you know how they say, and for that reason I'm out. None of them say that. But the way it happened is that I was very interested in working with Mark Cuban, just because I know that he has a lot of brands in the food area that are like healthy and nutritious and vegan, right? He's himself a vegetarian.
Right.
So I was like kind of focusing on him a little bit more than the others. And so what happened is as they start asking questions and things like that, Mark Cuban finally showed like interest. And it's funny that how they work, because I think that they respect Mark Cuban a lot, but this is my opinion. The other sharks respect them a lot, and if he says, I really want this, they sort of might back off a little bit. You know what I mean? And I felt that a little bit. So there was a point where it was just me and Mark talking, and everybody else was just like quiet. And then they were like, dude, are you crazy? Like, take the deal, like Mark Cuban has never shown this much interest in a product, and you're gonna say no? They were like, are you insane? Are you crazy? Go. So they all actually started almost like pushing me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Eventually, it went the way I wanted it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's been great. I'm sure that's been helpful to have him in your corner, like as the business has grown, and you have so much background in food science, and with his connections, whenever, I'm sure it's a really good match for you. So how has he brought value, do you think, to your brand? Like what would you say has been helpful from getting a shark on board?
Yeah, I mean, one of my main things when I went on the show that I told him, I think he made it to TV, I'm not sure, but I was like, look, I'm pretty good with product development, I'm pretty good at manufacturing, but I'm really having a hard time with like marketing, especially, and sales. So I will need a lot of help in those areas. And that's the areas that he's been helping with. He actually gets involved with the brands, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
With so many brands that he has.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they manage all of it. It's crazy, but good for them.
But he also has a team, and his team is obviously like, is an A team. This guy, every single person that works for him are like superstars. So we get to work with them on a weekly basis, just like any other team member in my team. And You know, we come up with strategies. They help us with strategies a lot, but the execution, we do it, you know. So at the end of the day, we're still working as hard, if not harder than how we were before.
Yeah.
But now we have, you know, better direction, you
Right.
know,
You have
on
a
the things
great,
that we're doing.
a super consultant team to help you with stuff basically, and his, I'm sure, connections as well. So,
But, you know, you get as much as you want to get. Like if you're quiet and you don't want to say anything, or you don't want to ask for anything, they won't bother you. They'll be like, assume that you're just flying high, you know? So it's not like they'll be like, all right, Juan, you know, come here. You know what I mean? Let me take you here. And this is what, you know, I'm going to introduce you to this and this and this and that. And you're going to do this. It's not like that. You know, it's almost like, you know what I mean? I want to, you know, for instance, like I want to increase my sales on my Shopify store. What kind of strategies can I use to increase sales there? And then that's when they can come back. It's like, okay, have you tried doing this? Have you tried doing that? I was like, oh, okay, now, you know, like, do you know anyone that can help you in that area? And I say, I might know somebody. So they might connect me with somebody who might be an expert in TikTok, you know, or, you know, or an influencer or something. But then I'm working with that TikToker. I still have to pay him. I still have to do everything else, you know. So that's kind of how it works.
got it. That's good to know. I don't know anybody who's worked with anybody from Shark Tank, so it's kind of cool to hear the background story. And you know, I think people are going to be excited to talk to you at the event because, you know, that's pretty exciting to have that experience. So
yeah, no, I'm excited. It's always fun talking to people.
is your family excited about the whole Shark Tank thing? Do they understand the whole importance of it? I'm sure they do, right?
No, yeah, because the show is, I mean, my family is in Honduras still, but the show is shown globally. Like I didn't know how many countries. There's like, I don't know, 50 something countries where this show is actually shown. In Honduras, they all know about it. So
funny.
You know, I think I was the first Honduran to be in that show, so it's kind of
that's really cool. That's a big deal.
yeah, because you know, I was kind of being treated like a celebrity over there.
That is really funny. Oh my goodness.
But